Talking through technology. A look into the importance of programming language within the workplace of computer engineering. The programming community as we know it can be a rather diverse and interesting group of people to understand as both an outsider and a member. Language in particular is one of the central metaphors around which the creation of computer science has been built and can be the most difficult aspect of this community to capture. Many people fail to realize that computer programmers and their practice of many different languages are at the heart of the infrastructure that supports and maintains many everyday activities we engage in today. Programmers have to write loads and loads of coding language just to ensure that these capabilities can actually be assessed. With that being said, programmers spend the vast majority of their time making it easier for us to use things. Those two questions are what really sparked the fuse for my research. Although I've recently taken a programming course and worked a bit with code, I've never truly learned the real function of these languages beyond my simple interpretation. Language is an important aspect of writing and rhetoric within the field of computer programming. Dorothy A. Windsor discusses the importance put on developing strong writing skills while in school as a good preparation tool for effective communication within the actual workforce. Muhammad Albo similarly extends that statement through observations of high school students in which he stresses the importance and impact effective teaching methods have on improving students' interest in programming and their level of preparation for the future. As for John Jones, although it often goes unnoticed, the language used in programming influences and shapes the many interactions found within the community. We see this particular influence highlighted in Diane B. Walsh's examples of the activities found in typical design teams, such as design documents and software projects that in one way or another incorporate coding language. Vieira K. Prokes, in turn, provides support for these examples about how learning programming language in the early stages of the field shapes your future interactions with these genres and the level of knowledge you may be required to have when faced with these interactions. Alfred M. Bork and the trio of Admin, Kilgore, and McKenna pretty much go hand in hand in from the beginning of its existence to now. The literacies of computer programming have been increasingly extending into various different aspects of society over time. As Annette V. stated, as programming becomes more important, it will be the backbone and become a key skill of our top intellectual and social classes, just as reading and writing did in the past. V's statement is supported by Hansel's observation of how technology facilitates collaborative work and citizens' participation, and through her examples of technology, such as the internet chat rooms, that would not exist without the literacies of programming. Annette's V statement is also supported by Koch. In discussions of the importance of programming language within the community, I noticed that these conversations amongst researchers share the central idea that programming language is indeed increasingly becoming more and more of a key component in all aspects of communication within society. But while they detail its influence, preparation, and growing prominence, we still have yet to find out the true impact language has in shaping and influencing the interactions with genres at the professional level of the community. This is where my niche was formed and where I decided to pick up the topic of discussion and further the prior claims made by early researchers. The methods that were used to gather my research data consisted of textual analysis of several different examples of code found within a book entitled Programming Nights and research-focused interview questions. I studied an adult and relative who was a former employee within this professional field of computer programming. I decided to do my interview via telephone, and I also wanted to email the interview questions. While most of my data supports my initial thought that having prior knowledge of common languages and coding structures proves to be essential to obtaining a good job in the field, I did find that my interview participant did not personally have this prior knowledge of these languages before obtaining his job. Instead, these languages were acquired at a computer learning system that was provided while my participant was an employee. With that being said, my findings told me that having prior knowledge of different coding languages is not necessarily a requirement, but rather a benefit to people like me who want to have an edge on another applicant for that particular job. While this area of concern requires extended research, I feel that my research is important because it benefits individuals like myself who are interested in the field of computer science and want to learn about the different aspects of it and the importance of learning different programming languages for